You know how it feels like when, your favorite franchise gets a third part of its own unique way? Well, sometimes it can go good and sometimes it can go really, really bad. And there's one movie that falls into this. Spider Man 3 is the worst example for this. Hey guys, it's your dude with all of you, Henry Goku Fan 10, and today we're gonna be reviewing Spider Man 3 to find out why it sucks, and I don't know why people hate this movie. I enjoy it, but I give it a 5 out of 10 because it doesn't really do much. This is by far one of the most goofiest, too serious, and taking things to the next level serious, which is not really good. So let's talk about how the movie is. We're going to go through the characters first because the story mostly revolves around characters and everything. Because the story's just all over the place. I didn't play the Spider-Man 3 games, which are also canon to the movie and to the story. So I don't know. The movie's all over the place. I can't really do much. So how do I say this? I don't want to upset any of you Sam Raimi fans. If you like it, go ahead and say it. But if you guys enjoyed it, go ahead. You guys enjoyed this movie, so sorry. I just had this big argument with my friend Jed Dragoon, and him and I had a big thing about this, saying that, oh, Venom is a god, and he's saying, oh, Venom is in the movie, so it makes the movie better. Oh, Venom is god, and then he starts saying that, oh, Persona 5 has no style, like it doesn't have its originality, and saying that Final Fantasy 7 and the entire franchise is the best sample of this. Listen, not everything is perfect. Persona 5 isn't a perfect sequel or franchise. People didn't really enjoy it when it came out because they got tired of the game getting delayed multiple times. And for Final Fantasy 7 Remake doesn't even count as a remake because, number one, it only uses little parts of the story. Number two, it tries to go back to the story, but I wish it would have done the same thing. I wanted to be like, the same thing. We could criticize games like Sonic 06. I don't put Spider-Man 3 on that. I don't put it at the same level as Sonic 06 because I really hate Sonic 06. So, let's get into why Sonic 06 is just one of the worst games out there. Alright, so we're going to talk about how badly Sonic 06 was presented. Wait, hold on. No, I don't want to go there. Let's talk about Back to Spider-Man 3. Back to Spider-Man 3. Let's go through the characters first because the story, like I said, I'll repeat it again. The characters mostly go through other things in this as well. So let's talk about why Spider-Man 3 is the worst movie of the Sam Raimi trilogy of all time. Oh my god. We're gonna have to do this equally and positively. We're gonna do this positively and negatively. Alright, I'm gonna lower my volley down. Okay, so let's go through why Spider-Man 3 isn't really that enjoyable for me. Even though I still watch the movie, it is enjoyable for me. I mean, the goofiness just takes itself to the next level, which I don't like. Okay, so let's go through a few of the problems in this. Okay, so let's go through the characters. Peter is the worst character in this entire film. He doesn't really care about MJ. He cared about the fame. He wants to be Ben 10 so bad, and that's the problem with me and Peter. I don't really understand this character. He just makes himself less good for anyone, and he just makes everything less uncomfortable. Do you realize how important MJ needed support? But nope, he didn't care. He just wanted the fame from other people. I understand you want fame after that much disrespect, but you gotta stop, bro. You can't just abandon the person that you were gonna marry and call yourself that, hey, it's about time I get support as Spider-Man. He wants to be Ben 10 from Ultimate Alien so bad. And that's why it ruins the character for me. Peter went through so much character development in the Spider-Man 2 movie because I really liked that movie. It was really well written, well designed. The characters were perfectly written in that movie. Well, except for Dr. Octavius, because he doesn't really, have that big of a grade for me. So let's talk about Spider-Man 3. Mary Jane is the second worst character in this entire movie. Actually, I'm not gonna put her at second. Um, let's see. I'm not gonna even put her as the worst character in this one because she is a damsel in distress every time. This is the third time this has happened, and this is why I don't like Mary Jane as a character. She could have been a better character, but she isn't, and that's why it brings the movie down for me. It doesn't really give you that sense of wanting to care for someone because they didn't really feel uncomfortable for you. And okay, this is the reason why I didn't really like Mary Jane. She doesn't seem to be that impressive anymore. She's a grown adult. She could have done something good. I mean, she did throw a block at Venom. We'll get to Venom in the first place. But the characters were okay. Harry's the only best character in this entire movie. He supports MJ whenever she needs it. She supports anyone else on their back. But for Peter, Peter had to beat the living crap out of him and knock his ass out so bad that he got into a coma and lost amnesia. That's the problem. And he got his memories back, and he ends up hurting and stopping MJ from breaking up with him. Peter was heartbroken, and he couldn't really feel why he did that. Harry looked behind the sidelines because he was taking revenge on Peter because, think about it, Harry's still not going to get over the fact that, Peter murdered his dad, which didn't really happen at all. Norman Osborn killed himself by doing that stupid ride. I hated it, and that's where I didn't find anything impressive. Now, Eddie is okay. Venom was alright in the movie. He wasn't the best part of the entire film. I knew it was gonna happen because I read the comics as well. I saw the comics as a kid, and I saw Venom as well. But it was my first time seeing him in this movie, so yeah, Venom was okay in this movie. It wasn't that big of a problem for me. But the worst problem has got to be how the goofiness is in this. I don't like the goofiness. Everyone hates each other in this entire film. Mary Jane hates Peter. Parker hates everybody. Harry hates Peter because death problem was with his father. I understand that he hates Peter, but he took it to the next level, and that's not good. I mean, Parker hates everybody in this film. Even in the games are canon to this. He hates everybody, and that's a big downfall for me. I can't like a character that is going through fucking problems and ruining the film. And then we have the goofy, yeah, back to the goofiness. The dance in Spider-Man 3, Peter, when he did that goofy looking dance, I thought it was a big problem for me. I didn't enjoy it. I mean, like, I will enjoy the fact that the movie tried to make something goofy out of this, but it didn't really do that. Like, I like the dance. Don't get me wrong. I think it was pretty funny now. I go back to it and I realize that, it's pretty good. I like the funny. I like that. It was good. But, like, everyone's saying, oh, Tobey Maguire's a god. He can stop the Infinity War. No, he can't. Remember? He isn't a god at all. I love Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. Just because Tobey Maguire is in there doesn't make the whole movie better. We have to talk about an analysis. Why the story is just okay. The characters were all over the place. And the movie was just all over the place as well. And let's go to the facts. This movie could have been better. I give it a 5 out of 10 because it's a mediocre score. I didn't like this. Sandman... Okay, Sandman was an enjoyable character for me. He was going through daughter, and he didn't like how his wife was saying, oh, you're a big waste of our family, and you suck. You're horrible. You made our daughter feel uncomfortable and bad. I I fell into that. I fell an emotional thing with this character. I played Spider-Man games, and I enjoyed this movie. I liked Sandman as a character, but when Peter had the symbiote, he was just messing around with this movie. I understand the symbiote affects a person's attitude and being. I understand that. And when he got out of it, it felt an emotional scene because he's trying to get rid of all that dumb attitude. But the way how he was previously without the suit, he made a complete fool of himself, saying that his Spider-Man bad luck affected Mary Jane, or that he's just okay with Spider-Man getting a bit of love. And I will agree that he needed some love, because think about it. Everybody fucking hates this guy. Like, Jameson is being a bitch all of a sudden because he's like, oh, Spider-Man's a shitty asshole. Fuck this guy. He's a menace to society. And I was all like, well, fuck you then, Jameson. You're nothing but a waste of space to me. And I didn't really like this part at all. Jameson became more of an asshole in this scene. He became nothing but an idiot. And he's not helping at all. He made the situations worser. And I liked how Eddie got the suit, but, like, Eddie wasn't really a good character. He just became, the person born to hate Spider-Man and born to hate Peter. And and he starts making God, curse Spider-Man for ruining his life. I don't see why he had to do that. Sure, you could blame Spider-Man for everything, but you gotta blame yourself. You can't make these stupid ideas and then act like, oh, hey, I'm gonna make another stupid idea. You gotta look and say how you can make Spider-Man a menace. Everybody hates Spider-Man now because of wearing the black suit. And I don't hate this movie a lot. I think this movie does a really good job with what it's trying to do, but it kind of ruins the experience for other people who wants to enjoy it as well. I like the movie. Okay, you like the movie. That's good with me. You enjoy it. That's good with me too. But I can't enjoy a movie that has to take everything to the next level. And that's why I don't like Spider-Man 3. It took itself too seriously. The goofiness is all over the place, and it's too serious. The scenes are really emotional. I like the final fight. It was really good. Peter was trying to deal with this, like, he's trying to forgive MJ for what he did, and he's coming back, saving the day. And I like this. I like the final battle. I liked Venom, Sandman. I like the villains. Venom looks fucking dope, but I didn't really like how he was, like, that teeth. Did you steal that from a great white shark, Venom? And the eyes were okay, but it kind of reminded me of the moon crest shape of the moon. And I don't hate this movie, okay? I think this movie does a really good job. It got things right, it got things wrong. The goofiness was all over the place, but I'm not going to end this video with a bunch of negatives. I'm going to start with some positives. I like this movie. I like the final fight. The fight scenes were amazing, and the story was okay for me. I liked how, funny parts of it were there. I liked the dancing scene in Spider-Man 3. It was really amazing. I liked how they put it back in Spider-Verse. But, like, in the negatives, I didn't really like how the characters were in this movie. I didn't like Peter Peter was, like, the worst character in this entire film. Eddie was okay for me. I liked Eddie. He has the same hate to hate on Spider-Man because, like, it's in the Spectacular Spider-Man show. I watched Spectacular Spider-Man, and I like the show. Don't get me wrong. I don't think Spider-Man 3 is a horrible movie. You like it? That's fine with me. You don't dislike it? Fine with me. You have a 50-50 on it? Fine with me. You like this movie? Give it a 10 out of 10? Fine with me. But I give it a 5 out of 10 because it kind of ruined 5 things. And I don't really hate this movie, okay? But still, I didn't like this movie as much, but I still love it. I don't think it was bad. I enjoyed the movie. It wasn't trash. But either way, I don't like this movie as much as people say it is. But anyway, that's just my opinion. Thank you all for watching this video, and make sure to subscribe to my video for content. Subscribe, click on the notifications to be the first ones to know my videos, and make sure that and make sure to comment down on this. If you guys didn't like the movie or enjoyed it, let's chat in the comment section below. And yeah, I will be back, and we're going to be doing a review on Spider-Man Miles Morales and Persona 5 Strikers and a few more other games that I bought. So see you all later. Henry Goku Fan 10 out.